The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 280 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Bicycle Memoria playing cards. So, without further ado, take a look and see what we get. So, these are still fully sealed in that cellophane, so we have to see if there's a pull tab, looks like there is, so I'll crack the cellophane open. If I can get the pull tab I can even grab that. Okay, I got it back and I got it open now. Now that we have the cellophane off, you can see it is in a standard glossy finish tuck box. It says Bicycle Memoria playing cards, and then it is like I'm not even really 100% sure even how to pronounce that. Something grid, like the Feinaiglian grid or something like that. I probably pronounced that wrong, but some kind of grid edition of these or something. Then you got the spade there, and it has a little elephant there balancing a ball within the spade. And then you have the number 1813 there. And it is like a white tuck box with some blue and yellow accents. And then on the side it says the history of memory. Other side says history of memory. On the bottom you got the corporate information. You got the barcode and then some more information. The United States Plant Company, made in the USA, the recycling, and these are from 2019. On the back, I think you get a little bit of a sneak peek of that back design. For the seal, you got a square style seal with rounded edges. It's a white like square seal. And then you got the blue border and the blue spade there with the white elephant there in the middle. And on the top it says standard size, standard face. And then if we crack the seal, that's something new. The seal is a little bit textured, like a little bit of like a texture to the seal, which is definitely different. Now if we crack that seal, not a bad open. On the tuck flap, you got some corporate information. To the inner tuck flap, which is that glossy white finish. And we get the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box is just plain white. Nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, now take a look at the cards. We'll just move this one out of the way for a minute so we can see that back design. And here's that back design with that, whatever this, whatever that says, kind of grid. So you got that grid design here on the back. So you got that kind of like clover design or like the four like circles overlapping each other there with that kind of like X kind of shaped square grid design here. And then you have those in little circles in the corners there. And you got a bunch of other intricate kind of little details within it. You got a bunch of like, you kind of got a guy with a sword there and a little halo. You got a chicken over there. You can kind of see like a goose with some mountains and a little house made out of a tree or something. So there's just a little lot going on within the back design. And there's a mirrored back design, so you flip it over. Same design in both directions. But now, for the cards you get with the deck. And since that card's on the back, we'll just tuck that back for now. So we'll start with the Jokers first. Here we got the elephant here for the Joker. It says Joker there at the bottom. So we got an elephant there with a yellow and black little clown hat. And it's kind of balancing on a ball there. And it looks like his hands are kind of like handcuffed or something. I'm not entirely sure. So this is the colored Joker. Then you got a black and white one, which you can kind of see a little bit easier. So there's not like handcuffs, it's just like the little clown kind of little arm kind of little fluffed things there. Then you got the colored Joker and then the black and white Joker of the elephant kind of balancing on a little ball. And then you got the custom Ace of Spades. It's pretty much the same design you saw on the front of the tuck box where it says Memoria. You got the spade there with the elephant kind of like on its back balancing the ball, and then number 1813. And then the rest of the spades, they seem to be normal. So it's pretty much a normal deck of cards here. And then you got the Jack, Queen, and King of spades. And there's just standard core cards, just switch colorway. So they got a little bit of yellow, blue, and maybe a little hint of like reddish brown in there. So pretty nice like colorway. Then you got the standard diamonds. The quick cards are like that blue and yellow color once again. And the same thing for the clubs, just that blue and yellow colorway. A little bit of red accents in there. And the clubs are just standard clubs. And same thing with the hearts, standard quick cards, that blue and yellow colorway. Oh, and it is blue metallic ink. I didn't even notice that before. Got some blue metallic ink, and maybe, yeah, it's blue metallic ink, which I didn't notice right away. Then you got the hearts, which are just standard hearts. And then the last two cards in the deck is you get the double back of the back design. And now we get to finally look at this card. And it says the Memoria deck, number 1813. And it says this card is based on the Feinaiglian Grid, a memory device designed by whatever that guy's name is, Gregor von, and then that one word I can barely say. And then it says other hidden in the card includes Lillian Wheel, made popular by that guy. And then you got the location and characters from the Memoria Arts by Sarah and David Trustman. And then there's a website down there. And on the back, you kind of got like a little grid here, the back design kind of color version with some numbers. And it says the Feinaiglian Grid, a memory storage structure used to organize limited information. So, well, now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And it is a bicycle deck, so they should have air cushion finish to them, so they should handle pretty good. But first, we'll start with the springs. I'm gonna say they sound good so far. And I gotta say, pretty nice springs. Like they got a good, decent flex to them. Like they're not like super stiff right away, which is nice. They got like a medium style kind of like flex to it. So it makes for a nice smooth spring. And the cards feel nice and soft, straight out of the box. Pretty nice, so smooth springs, no issues there with the springs. Perfect springs. Now onto the fans. Oh yeah, and the back design is like a blue, like a lighter blue and white colorway. I didn't mention that earlier. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers. There's no real stickiness or clubbiness to the cards. They feel nice and smooth. Now onto the Pharaoh. It was a decent Pharaoh. Nothing like too crazy. But they did slightly catch on each other, but not too bad. Now for the paint of the back design. Now time for the reverse Pharaoh. And I guess both Pharaohs were kind of the same. Like they interlocked away pretty decently, but nothing crazy. They both catched a little bit, so you're gonna have to like mess with it a little bit to get them see which way Pharaoh's better, but not too bad either way. Now for a giant pan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. So I did 5 riffles there in a row. The first two, like the first one, worked pretty good. I could definitely tell that it was catching a little bit on each card. But the more you do, the more they're getting like smoother. Because I just did like that's my like, 7th one, number 8, and they're definitely a lot more smoother. So the more you use them, the more smoother they get. Like I always say. Like in most decks, the cards you gotta break in. Some of them feel broken in like straight away, which is fantastic. But most decks you're gonna have to break in so they get their max smoothness. But now time for a few packet cuts. I'm gonna say the pack cuts were pretty fantastic. No real issues there. Any deck of cards can be slippery and slide out of your hand at any time, but these feel like super smooth and like not overly slidey, which is nice. Now time for the one-handed cut or Shirley cut. Now time for the dribble. Well, the dribbles feel pretty nice. They feel nice and crisp with a nice pop to it. So no issues with the dribbles, pretty smooth. They're pretty smooth either way. Now time for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, like I say, it's definitely a different style, like back design for these. It's definitely a unique back design. You use that like kind of grid style in the middle. It's definitely different. It's definitely not a deck for everyone because not everyone will like that kind of style to the back design here. I don't mind it. You kind of definitely have to get used to it. And there's definitely a lot to look at where you have to stare at it for a little bit to like let the image kind of like process, like where those back designs here, and you got that nice blue and white kind of contrast to it. So definitely a different style. I don't hate it, but I don't also love it at the same time. And then you got the faces here, which are just standard like bicycle faces that we all seen. Then you always get like a custom ace of spades most of the time. There's the elephant there, bouncing the ball. But my favorite part of the deck, it might have to be the court cards, because you got the court cards here, which are standard court cards. They're just in a blue and yellow colorway, which I kind of like for some reason. It just looks really nice on the court cards. Plus, it has the blue metallic ink, which I didn't realize right away. It had blue metallic ink on the court cards, which is a nice touch. Overall, a decent design for the cards, like pretty standard, but like well, not terrible. And then for that handling, which you just saw, there was definitely no issues whatsoever. Pretty smooth. The cards even feel fantastic in the hand. Like there's like nice like feel to it. But overall, they're pretty fantastic. They're not overly slippery, which is nice, but enough to where they like don't stick together and clump, which is nice. So overall, fantastic design there, I guess. What is the design? not like for everybody, like that background. It's definitely not everyone. Even for me, it's like a 50-50. It's like I don't hate it, but I also love it at the same time. And then for that handling, I really love the handling there. For the cards, like the handle, fantastic. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 280 of your daily deck review. This has been the Bicycle Memoria playing cards, the Feinaiglian Grid edition. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.